Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Welcome to another episode of Dante's Story Time. Make sure y'all hit the like button, leave a comment, and share this video. Let's get to it.
All right, y'all. So I knew this dude named Dominique from Detroit, Michigan. I went to Job Corps with him. And, you know, he was the type of guy that played too much. I mean, he thought everything was funny. He thought everything was a joke. He laughed at things that shouldn't have been laughed at. And he just never got the hint. You know what I'm saying? He never knew how to bag off. So it wasn't no surprise that he ended up in Jackson State with me. Now, he ended up getting into it with his girl. He ended up shooting in the car where his kid was in there, and his girl, it was his baby mama, whatever. But thank God nobody got hit. So they gave him 2 to 12 years because he got hit with fleeing and eluding and some other stuff, right? So they gave him 2 to 10. So now he's in Jackson with me. Now, before we go on with this story, if you watching this video and you didn't get my notification, make sure you unsubscribe, then subscribe back to the channel and hit the notification bell. And since y'all already here, make sure y'all hit the like button, leave a comment in the comment section, and share the video. All right. So anyway, we in the day room, and here comes Dominique. He comes strolling in. And when I ain't seen Dominique in like 5 years. And when I seen him, he was like when I seen him, knew him out in the street or whatever, Dominique was like, he wasn't a heavy set guy, but he was almost getting there. You know what I mean? He was like maybe about 220-ish, but fat and muscle, if you could say. But he was like 5'8", 5'7", so he was like, I don't know. But anyway, but now that I see him, Dominique dropped a lot of weight. And when I say a lot of weight, he dropped a lot of weight. Dominique was pushing maybe 160, 165, y'all. Now, this is the thing. Have y'all ever like seen people? I'm just going to keep it real. But I can't say exactly what I want to say because YouTube might flag the video. But have y'all ever seen women and men that looked at healthy like years before, and then you see them now and they look super skinny? You know what I mean? Like they face sunken in, and they look like they probably caught that 3-letter word, that pack. Yeah, he looked like that. He looked sickly, whatever, but he still had energy about himself or whatever. So anyway, he come in there and I see him, and y'all gotta excuse me, my voice cracking because I'm just getting over a cold, y'all. But he comes over there, and he comes right over there to me. He's like, "Oh, my boy Dante, man, what's up, man?" Now, I'm a germaphobe. I'm gonna be real, I'm a germaphobe. And when I seen him, the first thing I thought, like, man, this dude got that pack, right? And I didn't want him by me. So I said, "Oh, what's up, man?" I extended my fist out like to get him the dap or like the pound, whatever, pause, right? So I give him the pound. He said, "Hey, man, I ain't seen you in a couple years, man. This my boy, y'all. This my boy." Hey, listen, this wasn't my boy. This wasn't my guy. This wasn't my friend. It was just a dude I went to Job Corps with. It was just a dude that I ran into time to time, pause, in Job Corps. I mean, he wasn't tight. We wasn't cool. We wasn't conversating. We ain't never gone no missions together. We ain't never been chasing down girls at the mall. None of that. I don't know this dude like that. I only knew him because Job Corps is just the place where people, you gotta run into these people, but we wasn't tight, none of that. So I'm like, "What's up?" I said, "Man, what you doing in here, man?" And he like, "Man, hey, better come to my cell right quick, come to my cell." So I'm bored, so I'm like, "All right, here I come." So Al like, hey Donta, you good? I said, yeah, I know dude from the street. Cause you know, Al was that was like my bodyguard, right? So we go to his house. I said, so what happened? He like, man, hey man, my baby mom, man, we got into it and you know, I shot the car up, man. But that was stupid. I said, how much time they give you? He was like, man, I got about 10 years, man. I got about 10 years. I said, all right. I said, what's your minimum? He said, man, I got about 2 to 3 to do before I get parole. I said, all right. I said, you might get it. You might get it. He said, but no, man, what's up with you, man? I see you done got big and you know, you look good and everything. I said, man, I've been here, man. I've been here. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah. He said, how much time you got? I said, I don't really talk about that, man, because, you know, it's cats in here that try to trick you out of your time, man. I said, in fact, if somebody asks you how much time you got, don't tell them, because, you know, cats will be praying for your downfall, man. Meaning when they know you got about a week, 2, 3 months to go, they'll get you jammed up, man. And hey, so don't tell nobody what you was locked up for. So next thing you know, the dep come upstairs and he like, hey, what y'all doing in this cell? So I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm in here with dude. He's like, man, this ain't nobody's cell, man. Get out of here. Go to your cell. So I said, this ain't your cell, Dominique? He said, no, man. I ain't want to go in the cell with this dude. I said, what dude? Now, the dude that he was talking about was this giant, right? He was like a gentle giant. Have you ever met somebody that was like really tall, really big, and scary looking, but you know they really a teddy bear? This is who we talking about, and I'm not gonna say his name because you know I'm really close to his people, like really close to his people, and forget it. But we just gonna call him Zeus, right? Zeus was this tall black dude, big. Think about John Coffey. If y'all don't remember who John Coffey is, dude is like the dude from Green Mile, the big black dude. But this dude was like a gentle giant. And all he did was eat honey buns all day, popcorn, peanut butter, and read the Bible. That's all he did. He wasn't nobody business. He wasn't nobody mess. He just, you know, stayed to himself. And every once in a while he'd talk to a couple of cats, but it won't be too much conversation, right? So I guess Dominique was assigned to the cell that he was in. I guess he was intimidated by him. And I get, because, you know, at first glance, when you look at Zeus, you'll look at him like, man, this the guy that they talk about, you know, on the streets. Like it's the booty bandit right here, man. This big, tall, bald head black guy. Man, no, I ain't going to cell with him. But, you know, Dominique judged this guy wrong because he wasn't like that. So the guard was like, man, get in that cell, man. Go get in your cell that you was assigned to. So he go up in there, right? And, you know, I follow him to the cell, and I stand outside of the cell because, you know, this is a sign of respect. You don't go into somebody, just walk into somebody's cell, man. And this is a tip for you cats that's going to end up in a pen. Don't just go walking into somebody's cell without being invited, because that's like their house, that's like their home. And you definitely get your dome piece cracked if you do that, right? So anyway, he go in there. I'm like, well, what up, Zeus? And he looked at me. He was like, what's up, man? And then Dominique said, yeah, my name Neek. My name Neek. And Zeus was like, nice to meet you. And Zeus was like, hey, you got the top bunk, man. And Neek was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I said, man, hey, Neek, because Dominique was really like shaking a little bit. I said, Dominique, come here, let me holler at you, man. Let me holler at you. This was probably the worst advice that I gave him. And when I say this was probably the worst advice that I gave him, because what's about to happen to him later on is because of what I told him. So, I said, let me holler at you right quick. He said, what's up? I said, hey, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about with Zeus, man. He ain't like that, man. He said, what you mean? He tried to put the tough on. Like, what you mean? I said, man, you think that he like a butt cracker, right? He said, no, not really, man. I said, come on, man, you ain't got to play that hard role with me, man. I said, no, Zeus, he like a gentle giant, man. He keep to himself. He don't be in no drama. All he do is read the Bible and eat his snacks, man. Don't, he a cool dude, man. And he was like, oh, for real? I said, yeah. So I seen like this light go off in him. I seen this spark go off into Dominique. He said, okay, say less. He walks off and he goes back in the cell. And he talking to Zeus, like laughing and being obnoxious. And this is why I said, y'all, this was on me, y'all. This was my bad. I should have never told Dominique that, because now Dominique taking full advantage. He looking at Zeus like, man, he ain't gonna do nothing. This dude soft. I can say what I want to say up in here. I can basically bully Zeus or whatever. Big mistake. So about 3 hours later, Zeus come walking out the cell. Now, it's rare that you will see Zeus looking angry or frustrated or flustered or whatever. It's rare because, like I said, Zeus, he don't do nothing to nobody. Zeus just keep to himself, really. And Zeus come walking out the cell with, he can't hide his feelings on his face. He wears heart out on his sleeves or whatever. And last time we seen him like this, his mama got into it with her boyfriend, and I guess she got put in the hospital. And Zeus, being locked up, couldn't do nothing about it. So, Zeus walked around angry, right? Stay out of Zeus' way. Because just because he's a gentle giant, that don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? But Zeus came out looking like that. And I'm like, hey, what's up with Zeus? And I thought about it. Dominique must have irritated him. So, Zeus go over there, he go sit down, and he in front of the TV watching TV, right? So this cat rolled up on Zeus, and he talking to him. And basically, what I heard was that Zeus said, yo, I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna kill this dude, man. He talk too much. I don't like all that talking and all that joking and laughing. So when I hear that, I instantly go up the stairs and head to Zeus' room. So I'm like, hey, Neek, let me holler at you. He like, what's up, man? I said, hey, what did you say to Zeus? He like, what you mean what I say to him? I said, what you say to him? He like, man, I was looking at his feet, so I just started talking about his feet, man. I was blazing on his feet. Now, we're going to put a pause right there. Now, I know y'all like, Dante, what you mean blazing? Well, y'all let me know and what y'all call it. In Michigan, we call it blazing. Y'all might hear it's capping, joning, ripping. Basically, when you talking about somebody, right? That's what it is. So y'all let me know what y'all call it, where y'all from. So I said, wait, you just started talking about this man's feet? He said, yeah, man, his feet are like raptor claws and all this. Now I was on him. I said, Dominique, hey, this prison, dog, you can't be doing that, man. You don't know that man. That man, hey, you better chill. He like, man, no, man, he's soft. He ain't say nothing. He just looked at me and kept reading, and I was on him. I was fire. What's up, man? I said, hey, Dominique, this is prison, man. You don't do that, man. You don't know that, man. Man, you better chill. He like, man, no, you chill, man. I got this, bro. You should never told me that this dude was a sucker. I said, hold on, hold up. I said, hold up, G. How you say he was a sucker? I said, he just keep to himself. That don't equate to being a sucker. He like, man, anyway, man, I made that run about the cell, man. I said, hey, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you better chill, bruh. You better chill. He said, man, anyway, all right, man. So I walked off, right? So we gonna fast forward to about, man, ain't nothing really happened. So let's fast forward to lockdown, right? So we get locked down at 10 o'clock, right? So everybody, you know, running into the microwave, running out the shower, people making their deals and exchanges, and, you know, the night rush time. The night, we call it the night bull rush, right? Before everybody get locked down, you go take care of your business. So we all locked down right now. Keep in mind, I'm like 3 cells away from Zeus and Dominique, right? So I just hear him talking. He owns Zeus. I'm talking about he blazing Zeus. He blazing him, right? And this will go on. I say it started around maybe about 10:30, and it went on to about 11:30, and Dominique just wouldn't let up. He would not let up on Zeus. Then all you hear is, hey man, if you say another motherfucking word, I'ma beat your ass and kill you up in this B. Listen, y'all, that was when that was the first time that I ever heard Zeus raise his voice. The way he barked at Dominique, I'm talking about the whole dormitory shook with thunder. Everybody was quiet, because we were like, who? Alexa, off. My bad. Alexa, off. My bad, y'all. That's I'm telling y'all this story, and it's about 7 a.m. in the morning, and that's the alarm to get the kids up. So my bad, y'all. But anyway, so he like, Dominique ain't said nothing, and you know, it got quiet. And then I heard Dominique like, hey man, get out my face, man. Get out my face. Man, get out my. Then it got quiet. And then you just hear like this scraping noise and like this low muffled noise. I remember, y'all, Zeus is like, I don't know, maybe about 6'8", 320, 325. He ain't all muscle, but he big though, like muscle and fat. Like he's a really big dude, right? And Dominique ain't nothing but maybe 150, 160, if that, right? So you can just imagine, you know, the tenacity, the strength that Zeus got up on, you know, Dominique, and he I don't know what he in there doing to him, but it sound like he like either choking him, throwing him around like a rag doll, but whatever it is, he dogging Dominique out, man. So, you know, it's quiet. It's real quiet. Now you hear like a whimpering noise, and all I'm thinking to myself, because I had a cell to myself at this time. All I'm thinking to myself, like, man, come on, man. I know Zeus ain't in there. You know what I mean? I know Zeus. I mean, I see Zeus reading the Bible all day. Zeus did come off as a cat that get down like that. So I'm like, man, I hope Zeus ain't in there doing what I think he in there doing, because I hear this dude in there moaning and whimpering. So I'm like, man, I know Zeus ain't going out bad like that, right? So I'm like, all right. So I end up going to sleep, right? Now it's in the morning. It's morning time, and it's roll call, right? They pop the doors, and everybody got to come out for count time. So we all out standing out there, whatever, and, you know, the guards coming through. And Dominique, when they get to the door, Zeus and Dominique door, Dominique ain't out there. And the guard pop his head, they're like, hey, man, get up. So Dominique like, man, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And the guard like, man, what you mean, man, you better get up out this bed, right? So he said, no, I don't want to go. I'm not coming out. So the guard was like, hey, I don't know what you think you at, but man, you better get he snatched the cover off Dominique. Dominique's face was like something that you see out of a horror movie. He had 2 swollen raccoon eyes. His whole face was lumped up. His head was lumped up. Actually, the side of his right side of his head was kind of caved in a little bit, like a big dent on the side of his head. He was bruised up from head to toe, man. So the guard was like, what the? He got on the walkie-talkie like, hey, man. He called the code, right? So Zeus was just standing there. And, the guard told him like, hey, man, what did you do to him? Zeus was like, I told him stop running his mouth. Now, at this time, like I said, Zeus was like a real intimidating looking dude. If you didn't know Zeus, you ain't about to play with Zeus like that. And his guard, he knew how Zeus was, but you could never tell, man. If Zeus wanna act out, he gonna act out. But, Zeus was just still calm and collected. So the guard was like, hey, man, he got the patting, Zeus on the shoulder, like, hey, come on, man, I gotta lock you up, man. And Zeus was like, all right, he complied. So he turned around and got handcuffed and he walked them on out. So there, they told us all to go back, lock up. So we had to go back to our cells. The nurse came through and some guards came through and they came and got Dominique up out of there, y'all. Now, thank God, I'm going to say thank God, Zeus did not violate him. You know what I mean? I thank God Zeus didn't violate him. And y'all know what I mean. But I guess that whooping that Zeus put on him, it made dude whimper. It made him moan. I don't know, man. But this is the point of this story, because there always got to be a point. I know a lot of you cats think life is a joke. A lot of you cats think, y'all try to take kindness for weakness. When somebody give you mercy and grace, and then you turn around and, put a knife in their back, you get what you deserve. You know what I mean? When you be laughing and joking on people, you got to understand that don't nobody like to get bullied. Don't nobody like to get talked about. Don't nobody like to get embarrassed. And if you a cat that feel like you are going to be the one that, do that, well, here's a side story. I'm going to make it quick for the sake of time. I remember me and my homeboy Al, we was in Flint, right? We was riding the city bus. And we was blazing a whole lot of people. I'm talking about we was killing these cats, right? And then there's one guy we ran, and we knew this guy from school, whatever, and we got the blazing on him. And he didn't really like us, and we didn't really like him, but, it just happened that way. So we ended up blazing on him, right? Next thing you know, he pulled out a 9, right? He didn't pull it all the way out, but he showed it to us a little bit. Like, man, yeah, I could have did that to y'all. Y'all just sitting up here talking about me. Y'all don't know what I got going on. Y'all ain't know what I'm going through, man. I could have killed both of y'all. Right? We were salty too. And yeah, right then and there, that's when I made my mind up, like, yeah, I ain't gonna be, talking about people like that no more, because I was about to say the dude name. But yeah, he could have did that to us. But the point is this, y'all. Everything ain't no joke. Everything ain't no game. Dominique, did he deserve getting that whooping the way he got it by Zeus? Hey, can't tell him. I tell you all the time, you can't tell a man how to program. But hey, I bet he won't do that again. But with that, y'all, I got more stories coming, dropping these fire stories for y'all daily. Make sure y'all hit the like button If you subscribe to this channel and you didn't get the notification, unsubscribe, subscribe back to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And with that, y'all, over and out.
If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you leave a comment, hit the like button, and share the video. Until next time, take care. Hey, yes you. Are you a member of the Donta Show Network? If not, I got you. I will have the link to my members only videos pinned at the top of the comment section. You'll get access to my exclusive videos, which is my skits and my movies. Also, when you become a member, I'll give you a special shout out on the 15th of every month. Again, the link to the members only videos will be pinned at the top of the comment section. I drop a brand new video every day at 5 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. If you want me to promote your business, your social media channel, your products, your storefront, if you got a song, if you got a book, get in contact with me at 313-452-8981. That's 313-452-8981. Or email me at thedontashow88@yahoo.com.